the northernmost tip of the world lies a country where even silence echoes. On summer nights, when the sun doesn't set for weeks, lakes spill over the horizon like melting gold. When winter arrives, darkness envelops everything like a blanket adorned with snow crystals. Here, nature is not merely a landscape, but a serene and profound. Thousands of lakes shine like blue mirrors amidst ancient forests. The northern lights, glowing in the moonlight, transform the sky into a living painting. These lands are one of the rare places where humans exist in harmony with nature, rather than ruling over it. Silence is like a language here. Even the wind tells a story as it passes through the trees. And that story is the story of Finland, like a heart beating beneath the ice. At the tip of a peninsula overlooking the cool waters of the Baltic Sea, this city rises, blending the elegance of the modern world with the simplicity of the north. Helsinki. This capital, shaped by the wind over centuries, is not a history squeezed between stone buildings, but a spirit that lives with the sea. In summer, the sun erases the line between morning and night. Boats floating in the harbor become reflections under the golden light. When winter arrives, the city is cloaked in white, and a simple beauty emerges with the silence. Walking on granite streets, you feel both the flawless geometry of Scandinavian design and the inner calm of the Finnish people. Helsinki softens the cold face of the north with warm elegance. Like the waves of the sea, it unites the past and the future in the same rhythm. Helsinki's story is one of centuries of transformation shaped by the Baltic winds. Founded in 1550 by King Gustav Vasa of Sweden, its goal was to rival the trading city of Tallinn on the opposite shore. However, in its early years, it remained a small settlement, abandoned to its fate due to swamps, harsh climate, and isolated geography. Over time, the sea changed the fate of this quiet town. As ports opened, trade flourished. The heart of Finland slowly moved here. When Finland came under the rule of the Russian Empire in 1809, the new administration moved the capital from Turku to Helsinki. This decision completely reshaped the city's identity. Born from the drawings of Russian architect Carl Ludwig Engel, the new Helsinki began to be known as the Athens of the North, with its classical columns, wide squares, and magnificent Senate building. When Finland gained its independence in 1917, Helsinki was no longer just a capital city, but a national symbol. However, the history of this country cannot be told solely through Helsinki. On the banks of the Ora River lies an ancient city where history and modernity blend quietly together. Turku, Finland's oldest city, is also where the country's heart first beat. Founded by the Swedes in the 13th century, it opened to the cold winds of the Baltic as the northern gateway to trade. Over the centuries, the voices of merchants mingled with the echoes of church bells. Stone bridges and wooden houses became silent witnesses to this long story. The Great Fire of 1827 reduced nearly the entire city to ashes. However, Turku rose from the ashes. Today, Turku Cathedral, with its Gothic towers, still carries the spirit of the city to the heavens. The stone walls of the castle echo a history stretching from Viking trade to Finnish independence. This magnificent castle was built by the Swedes in the late 13th century as a defensive fortress. Over time, it became much more than a refuge. In the Middle Ages, feasts were held inside the castle, while outside, the sea wind blew through the armor. Later, prison cells replaced the royal halls. Sorrow and grandeur mingled within the stone walls. The boats floating on the waters of the Ora River are like time vessels connecting the past with the present. Turku is quiet, yet powerful, like a candle flame that never goes out. Even on the long winter nights of the north, it continues to shine in Finland's memory. In the endless silence of the north, where snow-covered lands meet the sky, it begins. Lapland, the enchanted heart of Finland. This is a land where time moves slowly, where even silence echoes. In winter, the sky is adorned with dances of green and purple. The northern lights paint the nights like a dream. When summer arrives, the sun forgets to set, hanging on the horizon like a golden line. Reindeer roam freely across these lands. The Sami people have conversed with the wind for centuries, living in harmony with nature. Lapland is not just a place, it is a sacred mirror of nature. Every snowflake carries the ancient secrets of these lands. Every breath brings a peace mixed with ice. Here, it is not the noise of technology that reigns, but the sound of the northern wind. Lapland seems like the end of the world, but it is actually where the soul begins. Like a fairy tale hidden under the snow, born from the light. The Sami are a people who have learned to coexist with nature, balancing nomadic and settled life. Reindeer, lakes, forests, and mountains are not just living spaces, but also sacred places. Every river, every hill, every stone carries a story. In Sami culture, nature is not man's master, but his partner. Every hunt, every migration, and every ritual is an expression of respect for nature. Shamanic rituals are a means of wisdom and connection that has been passed down from ancient times to the present day. The rhythm of the drums, the echo of prayers, is like a conversation with nature under the northern lights. The Sami people's handicrafts, clothing, and handmade tents are both functional and aesthetic cultural heritage. Language and songs carry stories passed down from generation to generation. They are like a history book woven with tales, hunting, and migration culture. In eastern Finland, a blue pearl glistens among thousands of lakes, Lake Saimaa. This vast body of water has been a stage for centuries where nature and humanity have engaged in a silent dialogue. In summer, the sun's golden rays dance upon the waves, and the lake reflects the surrounding forests like a mirror. When winter arrives, the surface freezes over. Silence envelops everything, and only the faint whisper of the wind can be heard. Saimaa's waters twist and turn in ways you won't see anywhere else in the world. Islets and channels await visitors like secret paths. Its rarest inhabitants are the Saimaa seals, found only here. With their gray fur and deep gaze, they make this lake the center of a fairy tale life. Every wave, every shoreline carries the memory of thousands of years. Lake Saimaa is the silent, deep mirror of both Finland's heart and soul. Tampere, Finland's industrial city rising between lakes and forests, is like a mosaic that blends the harsh northern nature with modern life. Situated between two large lakes, the city has been shaped throughout history by factory smoke and the flow of the river. Its stone bridges and brick buildings offer a panorama where the working class of the past and modern design intertwine. Walking along the river, the city appears not just as a settlement, but as a silent conversation between the past and the present. At the cultural heart of Tampere lies the Moomin Museum. This magical space, where Tove Jansson's famous Moomin characters were created and brought to life, offers a fairy tale escape for both children and adults. Every corner of the museum whispers of the characters' adventures, friendships, and the boundless world of imagination. Walls, miniature figures, and colorful scenes draw visitors into the Moomin Valley. Accompanied by a light breeze, the fairy tale world comes to life. Tampere and the Moomin Museum represent not only Finland's nature and history, but also its creativity and culture. This is not so much a city born in the shadow of industry, but rather a living space where imagination and life intertwine. Every step is imbued with both the stone walls of the past and the fairy tale colors of childhood. In eastern Finland, atop a hill surrounded by lakes and forests, Koli National Park rises with profound grandeur. This is not merely a natural area, it is a landscape that reflects the soul of the country. From the hills, the waters of the vast Lake Pielinen stretch toward the horizon, like a mirror reflecting the sky. In summer, the forests sparkle with 1,000 shades of green. When winter arrives, snow covers the ground like a silent blanket, and only the faint murmur of the wind can be heard. This silence confronts visitors with the ancient rhythm of nature. Koli has been a source of inspiration for artists, poets, and writers for centuries. Here, every landscape becomes a painting, every path a poem. Traces of the Sami people's ancient rituals seem scattered across the hills and lake shores. The ancient bond between nature and humanity still thrives here. As you climb the peaks, the sound of the wind and the lake accompanies you. Every breath carries the wild yet tranquil spirit of Finland. Koli National Park is not just a place for a traveler to explore, but a sacred place where time stands still and nature's narrative meets humanity. Sisu is not just a word in Finland. It is a philosophy of life that defines the spirit of the entire nation. There is no exact translation for this word, because Sisu is a deep inner strength that blends patience, courage, determination, and hope. For a Finn, Sisu means never backing down in the face of adversity, continuing to walk even in the coldest of conditions. This concept stems from the country's harsh climate, long winter nights, and the struggles it has endured throughout history. Sisu describes the resilience shown on the battlefield, the determination of a person who dares to swim through a hole cut in a frozen lake, and the belief in taking small but steady steps in life. This spirit can even be felt in Helsinki's modern city life. A Finn walking to work in the early hours of the morning experiences Sisu as they take their steps quietly but resolutely. In the Sami people setting out with reindeer in Lapland's harsh winter, in Tampere's industrial heritage, in the silent peaks of Koli, this invisible but palpable force is everywhere. Sisu is not a motivation, but a way of being. It teaches one to get back up after failure, to keep moving forward even in despair. It is Sisu that keeps life going in Finland's frozen lakes, even beneath thick layers of snow. Finland's cold climate and lake-dotted landscape have uniquely shaped its cuisine. The country's cultural dishes are not only delicious, but also reflections of its history and geography. For example, Rovaniemi and the Lapland region bear traces of Sami culture. Here, dishes prepared with reindeer meat and wild berries are a synthesis of both nature and tradition. Helsinki, as a modern capital, brings seafood and fresh fish to the table. Salmon and caviar, especially served in restaurants around the harbor, are a delicious reflection of the city's ancient connection to the Baltic Sea. Karjalan piraka, a thin pastry filled with rice from the Karelia region, is a symbol of Finland's rural cuisine. It is a legacy carried from homes to cafes, from north to south. Poronkaristis, or sautéed reindeer meat, is an indispensable part of winter in northern cities and brings the centuries-old traditions of the Sami people to the table. Additionally, the freshwater fish caught around Lake Saimaa represent moments where the lake's clear waters and local life come together in flavor. In Finland, faith is like a mosaic shaped by the country's quiet nature and the deep traces of its ancient history. The majority of the country is Lutheran Protestant. In villages and towns nestled among vast forests and thousands of lakes, church bells blend into the quiet of morning and evening. Turku Cathedral represents the religious and cultural heart of the country. With its stone walls, Gothic arches, and tall towers, it is not only a place of worship, but also a symbol of Finland's unity and resilience throughout history. In the north, in Lapland, the beliefs of the Sami people offer a worldview intertwined with nature. Rituals bearing traces of shamanism are based on respect for spirits and the forces of nature. Forests, mountains, and lakes are not just geographical features, but sacred places. Every hill, every river, every stone is filled with stories and legends. In Finland, faith is as much a way of life as it is a ritual. It is the bearer of both individual peace and collective memory. There is no other gateway to understanding the spirit and daily life of Finland than the sauna. These small rooms are not merely filled with the steam of hot stones. They carry centuries of culture, the ancient bond with nature, and the confrontation with one's own self. Built in almost every home, on lake shores, and even on the edges of frozen lakes in winter, saunas are a place of both physical and spiritual cleansing for Finns. In the hot steam, muscles relax, thoughts become clear. Contact with the coolness of the water becomes a symbol of harmony with nature. Throughout history, the sauna has been not only a place of cleanliness, but also a ritual and social gathering place. Births, special ceremonies, and social agreements used to take place in the sauna. The stone walls hold not only the steam, but also the stories passed down from generation to generation. In the remote villages of Lapland, even in the middle of winter, the Sami people used the sauna as a sacred space that cleansed both body and soul. Helsinki's modern saunas, meanwhile, bring the traditional ritual together with city life. Education in Finland is as deep-rooted and profound as the country's quiet forests and thousands of lakes. This system does not merely impart knowledge, it guides students toward independent thinking, creativity, and lifelong learning. From elementary school to university, every classroom in Finland is like a laboratory that nurtures children's curiosity and desire to explore. Since its founding in 1640, the University of Helsinki has been the heart of science and culture. With its stone walls and extensive libraries, it is a center where history and modern knowledge converge. Schools are not just classrooms. Forest trips, lakeside studies, and urban projects enable students to interact with nature and society. In Lapland, teachers introduce students to Sami culture and the knowledge of the northern wilderness. Here, education is not only academic, but also cultural and moral guidance. Education in Finland is a journey that nurtures the whole person, beyond exam scores. Learning in quiet classrooms, on deep winter nights, and in the endless light of summer means not only acquiring knowledge, but also understanding life. Finland's education is the most concrete and living proof of a country's deep connection with nature, history, and culture. A country where history, culture, and nature are tightly intertwined, nestled among frozen lakes, endless forests, and the northern lights dancing across the sky. Helsinki's modern skyline, Turku's stone castle, Lapland's magical nights, the tranquility of Lake Saimaa, and the misty peaks of Koli are different notes that describe the multi-layered spirit of this country. Each one is a silent witness to the stories Finland has carried from the past to the present. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Finland. While creating this film, I realized once again how quiet, yet powerful the spirit of this country is. This country is not only the land of cold, it is the land of determination, grace, and inner strength. If this journey resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you want to join us on new discoveries, don't forget to subscribe. And finally, let's honor this extraordinary country with the words of Finnish writer Alexis Kivi. Even in silence, the heart has its own melody. Because discovery begins not only by seeing, but by feeling. Discover the world. Discover silence. See you on the next adventure.